I live, eat, and breathe Teamzy, guys, so I'm a really great resource for you. I want you to know that before the end of the call, I'm going to share with you my direct contact information, okay? So if you're thinking I'm not tech savvy, or Jay, you know, all of that just seems like a foreign language to me, not to worry. I will be your gal, okay? So not to worry, I'll kind of take you through it one-on-one. We can sort of hold hands and get you all set up. So here's what I've got planned for tonight, though. We're actually going to jump right into Teamzy. I'm going to show you guys how quickly and easily you can set up the system, okay? Because I know that can be a challenging point, especially if you're just considering the tool, if you're transitioning from pen and paper or from your own elaborate spreadsheet. You all know who you are, okay? It can be a little bit scary when you're thinking, I want to try a new tool. Where's all my information going to be? Not to worry, okay? By the end of tonight, you're going to be really confident in that process. And if nothing else, you know that you've got me in your corner, okay? So logistically, I'm just going to go ahead and mute all of the lines just to limit any background noise so that I can get through the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. If at any point you feel like you want to chime in, you want to share something, okay, please unmute yourselves. I don't mind. In any case, go ahead and jot down specific questions, though, and I will jump into an open Q&A at the end of my presentation, okay? So after we talk setup, we're going to talk about how you can really maximize on your power hour, okay? Because I don't know about you guys, but when I first got started in the business, I had maybe 20 minutes for the business, 30 minutes, a grand whopping hour, you know? And time blocking is great. It helps us be effective and efficient, but more than that, you need to have a tool that you can be confident in, that you can lean on to really help you be effective in those busy times. So you're not having to scrub lists before you get started. Figure out where you left off in Facebook, then in Instagram, then in LinkedIn. All of that eats up your most valuable commodity, okay, which is your time. So that's what I'm really going to help you do today, is really kind of focus on the major features that, you know, you're going to lean into more than others in Teamzy that are going to help you just get the most out of the system, okay? So we're going to talk power hours. Last but not least, we're going to talk about following up like a pro, okay? Because I know it and you know it. The fortune's in the follow-up. But for so many, that can be an uncomfortable place. You feel like you're bothering people or you're nagging. That's not the case, okay? Following up is an act of love. You are simply showing up when you said you would. This life is full of disappointments. They are following you on a journey that can be challenging at times, scary even, okay? So they need to know that you're someone that they can trust and lean on. So with those people that like and love everything that we do on social media. But then there's a whole world of people that we're missing. So I'm going to show you how Teamzy is going to help you make sure that no one falls through the cracks, okay? And you're not going to want to rip all of your hair out. Yay! Okay, so once we get through those three things, I'm going to open up the floor to questions you may have. So stick with me, okay? Because I will demo your questions, your answers to your questions on screen for you, okay? So stick with me, jot those down as we go along, and we will circle back to your questions. Without further ado, let's jump into Teamzy. Okay, guys, so you are looking at my Teamzy dashboard, okay? Before I get started talking about specifics of Teamzy, have you taken advantage of a free 30-day trial? Have you? If you haven't, that's your first step, okay? The key to utilizing any online system, any new tech tool, is really using it, building the habit, okay? Especially if you've never done it before. So get that free 30-day trial. There's no credit card necessary. You get to just sort of lean into the system, okay? Start to see the benefit to your own business before you actually make the investment, okay? So free 30-day trial, first step. Now, if you've already taken advantage of the 30-day trial and you're in the system, you're thinking, okay, I just clicked around a little bit. I wanted to see what the system was about, what was going on. Not to worry. You can get back to this quick setup process by clicking the wheel in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, from here, it's going to redirect you to our three-step setup process. Okay. Now, setup in CRMs, in online systems can be challenging, okay? Because I know you're transitioning from other systems. You may be thinking, Jay, I've got a list in Facebook, and then I've got a list in LinkedIn, and one in my back office. Not to worry, okay? We've created the system with this in mind. So just come along with me. Deep breath. Okay, so step one in our setup process, because Teamzy is so much more than just a tracking app, we are actually gonna help you set your eyes on your goal. So first things first, we're gonna create an income goal in Teamzy. This income goal is not just a pretty placeholder, okay? We actually want you to consider what you want your next 12 months of growth to be. Okay, so even if you're already having a stellar year, you're thinking, I'm doing amazing, but you know, there's little room for growth. I can challenge myself. I can go for my stretch goal. Okay, this is kind of where we want your mind to be in Teamzy. Teamzy was created for the goal getters. Okay, so consider that this is going to be your lead generation system. It's not just a tracking tool. It's not just an organizational tool. It's all of those things, yes, but it's so much more than that. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're setting goals and taking an intentional approach to actually achieving those goals. So step one, we're going to set our income goal, but we'll actually get into each of these steps one by one. Okay, step two, we are going to create a powerful why statement. Okay, so I know I'm talking to a group of amazing coaches, so you guys are not unfamiliar with the concept of a powerful why statement. This is ultimately going to be just a resounding reminder, okay? In those challenging moments when you meet that quitting point, okay, as we call it in the coaching world, it exists, they're going to happen. Do you have a reminder of why you got in this business? Do you have a reminder sometimes in your own voice, okay? At the end of a challenging day when you've been met by nothing but objections, outright rejections, okay? On those days when you're thinking, I don't know how I survived this, let alone get up and do it again tomorrow, it's nice to have a reminder in your own voice, okay, in your own words, of why this is important, why you should truly get up, dust yourself off, rally, and move through this. And that's what we're actually gonna help you do. If all of this seems or sounds brand new to you, not to worry. We have a really great exercise that kind of pulls it out of you. Okay, so that's going to be step two in our setup process. We're going to create our powerful why statement. Step three in the setup process, we're going to import our contacts. Okay, so that's going to be the meat of the setup process. It's okay, not to worry, I'm still with you. Okay, and no matter what, you can always reach out to me if you need help along the way. Okay, so when we are ready to start with the actual setup wizard, you can hit start in the lower right-hand corner. All of the videos, okay, on each of these pages, we'll basically just talk through what we're chatting about live. Okay, so we're gonna hit start on this page and we're through to the income setting process. Okay, so we talked about this a minute ago. You are going to create a 12-month income goal. So you wanna consider, what do I wanna grow my income by in the next 12 months? If you're one of these amazing, over-the-top, spectacular coaches that's already doing incredible volume, take a step back and decide 12 months from right now, do I want to continue at the pace that I'm going? Am I going to continue earning, okay, at a steady pace? There's nothing wrong with it. Or do I want to challenge myself? Do I want to go for a little more? You have the opportunity to do so here. Okay, so you're going to set your income goal. Okay, let's say I want to make $100,000 in the next 12 months. Okay, setting an income goal in Teamzy is not just a placeholder. Okay, it's not just something that hangs out there that you can glance at every once in a while. We are actually going to use this income goal to crunch the number of highly productive activities you need to do every single day in order to stay on track with that goal. So you're not just sort of throwing it at the wall hoping it'll stick, okay? You're not thinking, you know, I think if I do this many activities every day, it'll work out. It'll be great. No, you've decided I'm going to trust in a system. I am going to lean into my system. I'm going to build this habit. I'm going to do the right activities at the right time so that I can see the greatest benefit to my business. So consider here, you're putting in an income goal, but it means more than just that number. So we're going to hit continue when we're satisfied with that initial income goal. Okay, so Teamzy lets me know, based on a $100,000 goal over 12 months, I need to connect 2,899 times. Okay, that can kind of seem like a lot. But honestly, if you stop and just consider how many people you already connect with on a daily basis, now think of it on a weekly basis, okay? Now do you have it, okay, now on a monthly, and now on a yearly basis. The number would be staggering. You are taking an intentional approach to your business. You're setting your eyes on that prize. If I want to make this amount, this is what I am committing to, okay? Hell, high water, soccer games, not soccer games, recitals, husband sick, doesn't matter. This is the commitment I have made to my business. An intentional approach. Okay, so 2,899. Sounds like a lot. It's a little bit hard to picture what that'll look like, but it's okay. Teamzy is going to break that down for me now into bite-sized chunks, okay? I'm sure you guys are all spending some time on your personal development, getting in some of that good reading, the awesome podcasts that are available today. So I know some of you have heard this phrase. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, okay? Not to worry, no elephants were harmed in the making of that phrase. Guys, the concept is just true, okay? Any large feat, how are you going to tackle it? One step at a time, one bite at a time. So hit continue, and Teamzy is going to break that down into bite-sized chunks for us. So based on 2,899 connections, or a goal of $100,000 over the next 12 months, Teamzy has broken my connections down by prospects, customers, and coaches. So it tells me, okay, yes, 2,899, but that actually breaks down to about 6 connections to my prospects, 4 to my customers, and 3 to my coaches. Well, that's far more feasible than 2,899 because this is what I need to focus on today. I'm just going to take a sip of water. So, Teamzy is giving you your baseline or your structure, okay? You've set your eye on your ultimate goal, okay, where you want to end up 12 months from now. Teamzy has now outlined for you the steps or the milestones that you need to hit in order to achieve that goal, okay? So we've given you your baseline or your structure. If you look at these goals or your recommended goals when you go through the process and you realize, well, honestly, Jay, I do that many connections before breakfast. You're spectacular. You know who you are. You're amazing, okay? Get in there and get ambitious. Challenge yourself. That's the beauty of Teamzy. While we understand that having that immediate structure is necessary, knowing what path I'm going to take to get to my goal, if you want to hit that path going 100 miles an hour, do that, okay? Do that now. You can get in here and say, I want to connect with 10 prospects every day, or I want to connect with 4 customers, 6 customers. You have the option here to customize a little bit, okay? Now, the same will go for any of our brand new coaches, okay? Anyone that's thinking, well, Jay, I just don't have coaches yet and I don't have customers. That's okay. It's a temporary status, okay? So what you're gonna wanna do is basically redistribute the goals for your customers and your coaches over to your prospect pool. This means if you spend more of your focus connecting with prospects, you're gonna have a greater potential of converting them into customers and to coaches, okay? So if I was brand new, had 0 customers, 0 coaches, I'm gonna make this 0, I'm gonna make this 0, and then I'll put the 7 over in the prospect column, okay? So you can back it down if you need to temporarily, or you can choose to go ahead and challenge yourself. Okay, so let's say I am comfortable with my connection goal for my prospects, my customers, and my coaches every day. Now, the system is also setting goals for you pertaining to your invites every day, and then to your ads. So when I say invites, I mean intentional calls to action, okay? Anytime you invite a prospect, a customer, or even a fellow coach to join you for a challenge group, for an upcoming event, to try a product, those acts, those are calling your potential customer or prospect or whatever the case may be to action. So it gets you a little bit closer to your goals. And that's why we've got an intentional goal for that daily. So every day the system is going to ask you, okay, to meet the goal that you see in this field. The same can be said for these. You can choose to up your goal or you can back it down if you need to. So you can say, you know, I want to go for 10 invites every day or 5 invites. You have the choice to customize these as well. Okay, daily ads. So daily additions to your database are very, very important because you are in the lead generation business, okay? It is your prime prerogative, okay, to get out there and be meeting and introducing new people to the products and services that you offer every single day, every day. I don't mean just some days. I don't mean just the days when people reach out to you. I mean every single day. You need to be trying to meet new prospects. You don't have to convert them directly into coaches or into customers. But the fact is you need to get out there. You need to start getting connected with people. You need to start building that consistency over time so they can trust you on this journey, okay? So consider, Teamzy is also setting a goal for you as far as lead generation, okay? Have you generated any leads today? Did you add anybody to your database? Did you introduce anyone new to the products or services, okay? So it's kind of always got your eyes on the prize. So that's what I'm going to say about your goals. Like I said, you can customize those if you need to, and you have the option to customize on this page without altering your income goal if you wanted to. Okay, so we're going to hit continue when we're satisfied with our goals, and we're through to the second step in the process, which is finding your why, okay? So finding your why. This may not be new to some of you. Some of you may already have one, you know, written up, and it's something that's, you know, on your vision board, or it's something that you want to go ahead and utilize moving forward. You can always skip all of the fields above, and you can just literally copy and paste your why statement here at the bottom where you see my why. Otherwise, if you're thinking this is your first time creating a why statement, take it a question at a time, okay? Just give into the system. So, why did you become a coach? I don't want you to agonize over these answers. If I'm going to be honest, when I first got started, the answers to these questions were a little shallow. Why did I become a coach? Because my coach at the time told me I could make an extra $500 a month. What did you hope to accomplish? Well, I hadn't saved $1 since college, so it seemed like it was time to start. Why is that important to you? Oh, well, I married a Marine straight out of college, and we were looking at a military life with military income, and I thought freedom, right? I thought the potential for community for me. Little by little, the answers to these questions started to deepen. It starts to speak to that part of you that it needs to, okay? So even if you're thinking this seems a little bit California fruits and nuts for me, that's okay, all right? Any change that you want to make outward facing has to start internally with the influences, okay? The internal influences, the self-talk. So that's what we're helping you do, just sort of thinking about it differently. Your business in general. Why are you doing this? And why should you push through the challenging moments that will present themselves? Not might, not, nah, if you're not lucky, will present themselves. So answer each question. When you get to the end of the exercise, if you're thinking, well, Jay, I answered all of the questions, but my full why statement is not appearing at the bottom. What you need to do is actually copy and paste the answers to the fields above in this section here, okay? You can, if you wanted to, just kind of read all of your answers and then create, you know, if you're one of those incredibly creative folks, you can go in there and create something that sounds beautiful and I'm sure speaks to that part of you that it needs to. But if you're not, you could always just literally copy and paste the answer to each of those fields and it will create your powerful why statement, okay? Once you're satisfied with it, you'll hit continue here, and that is going to be present on your dashboard every day. So you have a constant reminder of what you're doing and why. Okay. So so we're through to the third step in the setup process. We are just zipping along. Okay, guys. The third step in the setup is import, okay? So this is gonna be the meat of the setup process. This can be that scary place, but it doesn't need to be, okay? What you can do, if you're thinking at any point, whether you're exporting from your back office or you're just watching the video, If you're thinking, oh, this just isn't for me, I know I'm gonna need help, stay tuned. I'm gonna share my direct contact info and I will literally take care of it for you if need be, okay? So first step, you're going to be exporting your data from wherever it currently lives. So you may be thinking, I've got a list in LinkedIn and then one in Facebook and one in my back office. And then, a couple months ago, I created this beautiful color-coded Excel spreadsheet with color columns, and it's got time codes in the whole 9 yards, okay? You know who you are. Not to worry, systems like this didn't exist before. You can absolutely consolidate all of those many lists down into one master list, okay? It's going to be so freeing for you, not having to scrub down lists every time you want to connect with people, not having to schedule a 10-minute admin, section before you can actually get into your power hour. That's maddening. It eats up the time and it's a negative response to positive behavior. So what we want to do, okay, in the beginning during this setup process is take the time. Consider, where do I have contacts, viable contacts of any kind, people from all, areas of my sphere of influence, who can I bring into my database? So I'm going to give you a list of potential locations where you might have some lists. People think, well, I don't know what lists to pull. Okay, here are some great lists, not in any particular order. Okay, we're going to talk order in a second. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper if you've got it. Okay, so things like your Beachbody back office, customers and coaches. Okay, that's a really great list. And then we're going to talk about your social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Instagram and Twitter do not allow you to quickly do an export that gives you a nice list. They are forcing you to make a manual Excel spreadsheet of all of your followers, okay? So that's something I've constantly got my ears to the ground on, okay? Instagram and Twitter followers, that's something that you'll have to create a manual list, but otherwise you can bring in your Facebook. LinkedIn is an awesome source. Those are great places to bring in contacts from. Some other areas, you've got your Gmail, Outlook, so any email service that you may use. Okay, guys, a little bit of background on myself. I've been working contact management tools, online CRMs like this for the last 6+ years, okay, creating, managing, and supporting. So there is no system out there that I am not familiar with. Please reach out to me if you're thinking, how do I find the export instructions? I'd be happy to help, okay? Don't keep hitting that wall, just pick up the phone and call me. Okay, so we talked your back office, Facebook, LinkedIn, your email services, any of those custom spreadsheets that you might have, mailing lists that you've created in the past, things like that, all of that can be brought into Teamzy. Okay, so those are some areas to keep in mind, kind of getting the wheels spinning. If you're thinking, where do I get my lists? Where should I bring in my Facebook? When should I bring in Facebook contacts? That kind of thing. Okay, so now that we've talked about some areas that you can bring in contacts from, I want to talk to you about the order in which you import those contacts into Teamzy, okay? So pen and paper. All right, so I mentioned a few different locations. I recommend that you start with your Beachbody, back office, customers, and coaches, okay? So first up, log into your Beachbody and export your list of customers and coaches. This video here will walk you through that process step by step. Again, any challenges, you call me. Okay, after you've got your customers and your coaches loaded, then I recommend that you move on to any of those custom spreadsheets that you may have created, okay? Because a lot of times those spreadsheets have great phone numbers, email addresses, things like that that you want to capture and bring in the system. So go ahead and bring in your custom spreadsheets next. Third, go ahead and bring in your email services, okay? Gmail, Outlook, any of those exports. That's going to include your address book on your cell phone, okay? I do have an app that will allow you to pull or export your contacts from your phone. You need help? Oh yeah, that's right, you reach out to Jay. Okay, so once you've got your email services imported and you've got your phone imported, then you can move on to your social media platforms, okay? The reason I mentioned social media last is not because it's a subpar service or because I don't believe Facebook is the future. That is not the case. Facebook is amazing. Instagram is awesome. LinkedIn is fantastic. These are all just the most sublime means of connecting with people in today's day and age. But something that you need to keep in mind, okay? Social media platforms have to adhere to some of the highest security scrutiny out there. So they cannot simply release their users' data to you, okay? So Facebook, for example, you're gonna pull your list of friends and it's gonna be just first and last name. I want you to bring those in last because Teamzy is going to be running a duplicate filter every time you bring in a list of names, okay? It's gonna look for a unique email address and it's gonna say, you know what, okay, John Smith already exists in your Teamzy. I'm gonna skip them so you don't end up with a duplicate, okay? The reason I recommend Facebook gets screened last is because it doesn't really have a lot of good information. So even if the system skips a whole ton of your Facebook records because they already exist in Teamzy, it's not going to, it'll be less work for you in the long run, okay? So we're going Beachbody back office, customers and coaches. Then you're going your custom spreadsheets, then email services, then last but not least, bring in those social media platforms, okay? So that's my recommendation for the order in which you import into Teamzy. The videos in your setup wizard. You've got exporting from your Beachbody back office and importing into Teamzy. Then you've got exporting from Facebook and importing into Teamzy, and then ultimately importing any other files into Teamzy, okay? So I'm actually gonna show you on the next screen how quickly and easily you can choose your file, get it uploaded and everything, so you'll see what that'll look like or what you can expect. But something that I wanna say here, a lot of people are used to using online systems. They're used to getting the message, oh, it's gotta be in a certain format if I can import. That is very true, okay? But what our amazing engineers here at Teamzy have done is they've actually built in a little filter for you here. So if you're not sure, if you get off the call tonight and you're thinking, oh, well, what did she say? It's okay, all right? You can actually choose the file and Teamzy will tell you yay or nay, okay? So if you pick a file format and you're thinking, I don't even know how to check, Teamzy will look and let you know, okay, yes, you can move forward, or maybe that file needs to be looked at again, okay? Again, just sort of holding your hand through the process. We're not gonna leave you to the wolves. Okay, so when you're ready to import, you'll simply select your file. So I'm gonna choose my file here, and Teamzy's immediately gonna run that filter, okay? And it lets me know, okay, this file can be successfully uploaded. So you're looking for this little message here with the little green check mark. So that's telling you that, okay, this file is in the appropriate format and I can move forward. Before you hit continue on this page, there are a couple things that you can do here. So because you are going to be importing from LinkedIn and then a list from Facebook and a list from your back office, I want you to stack the odds in your favor, okay? So what you want to do is actually tag these lists as they come into Teamzy. So I could say this is a list of my Facebook contacts. Or I could say this is a recent challenge group, or this is a recent, this is event follow-up from 5/20. You can create as many or as few tags as you see fit, okay? At this stage, this allows you to apply one tag to every single person. So if there are 100 people on this file, it's going to apply this Facebook tag to each person. So at a single glance, I can look over in the beginning, you know, when I'm getting my bearing in the system, I can glance over at someone and say, oh, that's right, you're a Facebook friend of mine. Not to say that, you know, you don't know all 1,000 of your Facebook friends or anything. Okay, so when you're bringing in your list, consider that you can in fact tag as you bring in batches, okay? Or for those of you who are gonna be, you know, I've got some people that, you know, wanna bring in their lists in just a specific way. If you wanna batch your lists by customer, you can bring in all of your customers that were, you know, that are 21-day fix. Then you can bring in all of your coaches who are, you know, who reached SC a certain level or whatever the case may be. So you've got the option to sort of customize as we're getting started here. I'll show you guys how you can apply tags individually when we get in the system. Okay. So once you've applied your tag here, okay, remember you're adding a tag to every single person at this stage. So we'll hit continue, and the system is going to automatically map my file. It just put the phone numbers with the phone numbers, email addresses with email addresses. So when I go looking for information, I'll know exactly where to find it, okay? I'm gonna stop here for 1 second. I don't wanna confuse anyone. but some of you may already have gone through this process, okay? And you might be thinking to yourself, Jay, when I did this with my customized spreadsheet that had 21 columns, you know, the system needed help mapping my information. So you may be presented with a screen that looks like this. What Teamzy is asking for is your help when putting the information in the right places. So if it's unsure if this is an email address, it's just going to put a little question mark there, and it's going to ask you, can you confirm this is an email address? Can you confirm these should be first names, okay? Usually you will only encounter this with those customized spreadsheets that people create. Okay, so we're through to the next step in the process. Once we've selected a file, tagged it appropriately, brought it into the system, Teamzy's not just going to drop you on the dashboard, okay? It knows that there's a few more pieces of information that it needs in order to work effectively with you, okay? The beauty of Teamzy is that we are going to be helping you focus on who you need to connect with and when every single day based on how important they are to you, okay? Not based on some lead score that came from an online lead hub, you know. This is based on your current relationship with that prospect, customer, or coach. Is this person a 5-star, okay? Is this someone most likely to become a customer or coach? Or are they an existing customer or coach who's awesome? And you know what? Could I use following up with them every 30 days? So this is what's happening here, guys. Teamzy is applying a default follow-up based on their priority ranking, okay? So you're gonna go through and decide, here are my 5-star customers, my 5-star prospects, my 5-star coaches. And then Teamzy is going to constantly monitor when the last time that you connected with them so that you know not to let them fall through the cracks, okay? Teamzy is gonna just start serving people up to you based on their priority. So your next step, once you've imported your contacts, is to take that hard look at every person that you work with. Prospect, customer, or coach. Is this person someone I want to connect with every 30 days like clockwork? Or is this someone I want to connect with every 60 days? 3 stars will be every 90 days, and your 2 stars will be every 120 days. 1 stars will not come up for follow-up, okay? So the one tip that I have with your 1-star ranking is that be reserved for like your holding tank. Maybe the people that you, from your downline or from your upline, that you don't necessarily need to connect with them every day, but you want to keep their information on file just in case you have that 1-star ranking. Otherwise, every other rank is telling Teamzy something, okay? This means this person means the most to me, and I want to connect with them in the greatest frequency, okay? So come along with me and I'll show you how quickly and easily you can actually rank in the system. Okay, so once you're ready to rank, you'll scroll down and actually hit rank in the lower right-hand corner of that screen. It's basically gonna drop you on the easiest page from which to rank in Teamzy, okay? So from this screen, you're looking at your all categories. So this is every single person imported or manually added one by one in your Teamzy. So that's every single person, okay? What it's done here is it's actually enabled what's known as rank mode that you'll see here above the list of names. This is going to display for you everyone's current rank. Teamzy's gone ahead and it applied a 3-star ranking to every single person so that no one falls through the cracks. Even if it takes you a little time to get up and running, okay? If it takes you a little bit of time to get in there and rank and prioritize everyone, Teamzy takes a first stab at it, okay? It applies a 90-day follow-up window to every single person. So no matter what, you're gonna start chipping away at your connections, little by little. Okay, so when you're ready to rank, you'll basically just go down this page. You can click on the new ranking, the system does an automatic save and you just keep moving, okay? If you come to a name that you're thinking, oh, this person doesn't need to be in my database, or they left coaching, or whatever the case may be, you can delete someone outright. To the right of their ranking, you've got a little tiny trash can there that you can choose to delete someone. It's gonna remove them permanently and then move the rest of the batch up the list. You would just go down this list, guys, and I know some are gonna be easier than others, okay? So my first pro tip for you, okay, when you're getting set up, I recommend that you cherry pick your 4 and your 5 stars, okay? Because Teamzy has gone in and kind of applied that safety net to everyone else of 3 stars, just focus on the 4 and the 5 stars for now. Go through and try and establish, oh, you know what? Okay, yeah, this person's a 5-star. Oh, she's a 4-star. He's a 5-star. And you can skip others, okay? Because your database is going to evolve with these relationships. So over time, you're always going to have the opportunity to come in and re-rank people. But when you're first getting started going through setup, so you don't get overwhelmed when sometimes you're looking at a list of 500 or 1,000 names, take it in batches, okay? Try and cherry pick your 4 and your 5-star rankings to start. Okay, so once you've gone through and you've ranked people, okay, 4 and 5 stars to begin with, you start just, you know, get some of those 3 stars and the 2 stars if you need to. From there, I recommend that above the list of names, you take a look at type mode. So that's gonna be right here, okay? This is going to display for you everyone's current type. So if you wanna just confirm that all of your customers came in as customers, coaches came in as coaches, that kind of thing, then you can click on type mode and it'll display for you where everyone currently stands. This page is easily editable also. So I can come down and say, oh, Melanie should be a customer. Becky should be a customer. Oh, you know what? William's a customer. Coach. You can go through and just kind of eyeball it, you know, kind of adjust people as you're moving along, or you have the option to go through one by one and just make sure, you know, double checking against your spreadsheet or against your back office. But again, mostly this is going to be happening for your Facebook friends where Teamzy does not know if they're a customer or a coach yet. Okay, so you'll be going through and just kind of taking a stab at who are your customers, coaches, and prospects. All right. As you're going through this list and you're ranking, re-ranking, deleting people, you can actually glance over. So if I clicked on Rachel, this would become her profile over here to the right. So all of these fields pertain to Rachel. So Rachel sent me an email today. So you know what? I now have her email address. I can add it to the system. You can come to the email fields. And you'll notice that when you click anywhere else, the system gives you an automatic save message, okay? So it's successfully saving right alongside you. So you can add information as you have it. You can always come back to this in the future. It's ultimately, if you wanted to change Claudia's phone number, I would click on Claudia. You'll see her name populate here. This is now her full profile. I can come down here and add a phone number. System gives me my success message. I would just move on to the next person. So, as you're getting set up, glance over at the profiles. Make sure that all of the information that you wanted to capture and bring in the system came into the system. You'll notice that Teamzy has areas for contact-based information. You've got social media information. You've got your personal details, so birthdays, spouses, things like that. And then if any information that falls outside of those fields, I recommend that you put in the notes section. So I can basically say, expecting first baby, purchased first home, you know, the things that go into considering whether or not right now is the right time to make a life change, okay? So you've got your notes field. And then as you begin to connect and log activity in Teamzy, this activity feed here will actually begin to fill in. So you will have an activity record or a full activity feed of every single person that you're working with. So that is setting up Teamzy in a nutshell, okay? Once you've gone through the majors of the setup wizard and you've made sure to type everyone and rank them, you are ready to start leaning into Teamzy for its power hour capability. So to do that, let's head over to the dashboard. Okay, so your dashboard is going to be your virtual accountability partner, okay? Even if you don't have one, if you're thinking, I don't have a success partner yet, or we haven't assigned them on my team, or whatever the case is, you have no excuses, okay? Teamzy has a built-in virtual accountability partner. You will have the opportunity, based on that income goal that you set, okay? For me, that $100,000, I can log in and glance at my dashboard and know exactly the number of prospects that I need to connect with, exactly the number of customers, and exactly the number of coaches at one glance. Okay, but that's just half the battle. I know how many I need to connect with. Okay, yeah, that's based on my goal, but where do I start? Who do I connect with first? Do I start in Facebook? Do I open my spreadsheet? No, no, no. You lean into the work that you've already done. Lean into the system that you're creating. So you're going to scroll down your dashboard ever so slightly to what's known as your Who's Up Next section, okay? So this is going to be your Power Hour hub. This is going to be your best friend when you're starting to really build momentum in your Power Hour. So this area is actually going to display for you not only who you need to connect with every day, but when, okay? Because the worst thing about looking at a list of 1,000 names is thinking I need to connect with every single one of you right now, today. That's what I should do. And now I'm gonna feel guilty when I get through about 5, 10, 15 of them. But Teamzy puts the 5 most important people based on the priority that you set. So you're connecting with people based on how important they are, based on whether they warrant, okay? Whether they are worth your time, energy, and resources. So take the time when you're going through setup, okay? Just go through and rank, prioritize, and type everyone so that you can really use this Power Hour section. Okay, so I've gone through and I've established who my 5-star prospects are, my 5-star customers, my 5-star coaches. I already put the customers, prospects, and coaches in the right columns. So I'm ready to just log in and get to work. So first things up, I know I've got 6 prospects to connect with today. So I would scroll down to what's known as my prospect, Who's Up Next section, okay? It's going to arrange based on priority and based on last point of communication. So you're not having to manage a calendar or update that spreadsheet. You've got to now figure out the formula as to how it's going to update the next date and all of that. Teamzy is going to manage all of this for you on the back end. So I don't have to scrub anything. I log in for the day. I know Eric Johnson is up next for follow-up. Why? Because he's a 5-star who I have not connected with in 30 days. So if you're working on your dashboard and you realize, you know, why is this person coming up so frequently? Or why isn't this person coming up more frequently? You've got the breakdown of what each rank means, okay? Right above the list of names on your dashboard, there's a little baby question mark icon. You can click here and it gives you that breakdown. 5-star every 30 days, 4-star every 60 days, 3-star every 90 days, 2 stars every 120 days, just like clockwork. So let's say Eric came up for follow-up. Okay, so to the right, I have a little connect section. So I can basically jot down the nature of our conversation, no matter how I'm having it. Whether it be through Facebook, Instagram, an email that I'm sending. I can basically give myself a synopsis, add as many details or as few as I need, because this is a note to me from me. So I can copy and paste the conversation. That's what I do, guys. It's really great practice because you know exactly what you're sending people. You know exactly what the conversation was. So Eric comes up for follow-up on my dashboard, but you know what? I just imported like 1,000 names. I have no idea who that is. I could sit here and then open up my spreadsheet and then go over to every other platform, or I can click on his activity right from the dashboard. Without clicking anywhere else, okay, without opening up any other pages, I can see, okay, have I sent any messages to Eric? Have I logged any activity? It doesn't look like it. Then I can click on details. From here, I can see, oh great, I've got his phone number, I've got an email address, social media links. Oh, that's right, Eric and I are Facebook friends. That's how those tags are really gonna come into play. Okay, when you're getting your Power Hour really humming and you're at like 15 connections and you're thinking, okay, who's up next? You don't have time in that moment to drop everything, scrub down this list, find out the last connection, what line they're on, copy and paste it. That all eats up a lot of your time. So what Teamzy is doing is it's solving for that. You took the time to set up the system, add all the details, so now use them, okay? So I just wanted to kind of highlight for you that you should be checking that details section, because you'll be able to access things like your tags if you've applied any tags to those people. You'll be able to see phone numbers, email addresses, all of that right from the dashboard, okay? So From here, you've also got your notes section. So anytime you're making any notations about people that you're working with, you can just click over here and see exactly what notations you've got, what history, all of that is available right from the dashboard. Okay, so I've established Eric and I are Facebook friends. I'm just gonna send him a Facebook message. I love to connect with people through Facebook. It's really no pressure. I just get to really build a consistent personal relationship with people. So I'm gonna send a Facebook message. But what do I say? So I introduce you all, okay, to time eater upper number 2, okay? This is eating up another one of just more and more of your time, is when you agonize over what to say to every single person that you work with, okay? If you're hoping to start 20 new conversations today, do you have time, realistically, to create 20 personalized conversations, okay, that are going to touch on their heartstrings and make them remember you all in one message? It's not possible, okay? Better yet, you don't want that. You want to build a carefree connection with someone where they don't feel like they're going to open a novel every time you send them a Facebook message, okay? So what you could do is sit here and agonize over what you're going to say. You have the choice, or you could lean into your system. Another feature that we've built for you is your scripts and dialogues, okay? Because sometimes it's just nice to have the one-liner that's gonna open the door, okay, that's just gonna start the conversation. We've built different scripts that you can kind of utilize over and over again if you need to. So if I wanna use a script, I'm gonna click script in the upper right-hand corner of this page, and it's gonna let me decide how I wanna connect with this person, okay? Do I wanna send him a Facebook message? Do I wanna send him an email? So I've decided Facebook message, and it's gonna bring up my different script options, okay? So you can go through here and you'll notice that we've labeled them: connect 1, connect 2, connect 3, follow up 1, follow up 2, follow up 3, okay? Removing the guesswork so that you can, in fact, start 10, 20 conversations in an hour. Sometimes I'll come in and send the exact same message to 10 different people, 10 brand new people who don't know one another, who can't see that I've sent the same message. But the conversation then evolves naturally for each person, okay? You are creating a reproducible environment, okay? Something that you can, a way of kind of reproducing yourself in the future. Being able to do this again tomorrow is the key to this game. So we're gonna hit copy script. This is gonna help you by allowing you to just kind of copy the script. I can come over here. I update the person's name. I do another copy. Because I've decided to send this through Facebook, I actually need to open up Facebook. I usually keep these side by side. I'll open up Facebook, find the person I want to send the message to, and I will paste. I come back over to Teamzy. I can add any more information if I need to. I can stipulate here that I sent it as a Facebook message. I can indicate here if it was an invite to anything, and then I would just hit log connect. Now, a couple of things just happened. Teamzy automatically tracked that message. So it's applied 1 to my overall goal for the day. So it now knows that I've connected with 1 of my 6 prospects. It's removed Eric from the prospect list so that I now focus only on the people that I need to focus on, okay? I don't need to look up and go over somewhere else and find, oh, okay, who's next now? Okay, it's just bringing up the next person. I don't need to go anywhere else, just from this page. Okay, so I now know I've got 5 more prospects. I would basically just keep connecting. So let's say that Marlo and I chat about upcoming challenge group. Again, these can be as detailed or not. This is a note to you from you, okay? Because I'm actually inviting Marlo to join me for my upcoming challenge group, this is an intentional call to action, okay? An invite. So I'm gonna select my type here. Let's say we actually talk on the phone, and I invite him. The system is giving you another select type. This is letting you stipulate, okay, what type of invite? Because yes, Teamzy has great reports that you can pull so that you can see how many invites did I send today? Better yet, how many invites to challenge groups versus invites to free groups? That kind of thing. When you're working with a big team, if you guys are headed for a team goal, these are really great reports that help with accountability. Okay? All right, so I can indicate it's a challenge group invite. And I can log connect. but you know what? Marlo has to run. I really want to follow up tomorrow with all of the information for the challenge group, let him know how excited I am. But he's a 4-star. So he's not coming up again for 60 days. Don't reach for your calendar. Don't grab the Post-it notes, okay? Fight the urge. Teamzy has a follow-up tool built right into it, okay? So while we have been applying default follow-ups so that it's kind of happening automatically, you still have the opportunity to say to Teamzy, no, I need to connect with Marlo tomorrow, okay? So I can, right here in this connect area, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see that it's applied default on the follow-up line. So I'll click the drop-down and I can say, no, Teamzy, bring Marlo up tomorrow. I'm gonna log that connect. It has removed Marlo from my list of prospects for today. It has added one more prospect connection for my dashboard goals. It has also tracked that I've sent out an invite. So all of that's happening in one fell swoop, okay? I'm not having to stop to track my invites, then track my sales, okay? It's all happening in one connect if I want it to. You don't even have to say it. But Jay, you just said a follow-up. Where is it? How do I find it tomorrow? What's going on? It's okay, all right? So what we've done for you, in addition to your prospects, customers, and coaches every day, you will also have a follow-ups list. So if I click here, I'm gonna see that I now have access to Marlo's follow-up, but it's dated for tomorrow. So as you're building the habits, okay, as you're getting more familiar with Teamzy and learning how to use those follow-ups, Teamzy has notifications, okay? So it's going to put a little bubble here tomorrow. I will have a little one that says, I've got one pending follow-up for today, okay? So that's gonna be how you set follow-ups in real time as you're connecting with people, so no one falls through the cracks, okay? So I just showed you how to connect from the dashboard, okay? How to track your follow-ups, different features that you can focus on during those power hours. Now, following up, as you're getting set up and you're going through, you're importing those, awesome spreadsheets, you may have a column that says next follow-up. So as you're getting people set up, your team page is going to give you that list of all. So that's this going to team on the left-hand side is going to let you see every single person in your database. If you want to now see, if you want to scroll down and see all of your follow-ups, not just the 5 that are pending, you can actually click on the left-hand side. Here you can select upcoming. This is going to list for you every single follow-up, not just the most pending 5, okay? So you can create as many follow-ups as you need to. From that list of everyone, I can go down as I'm going through setup. If I'm ranking people, if I look at Melanie's and I say, oh, you know what? My spreadsheet says I need to follow up with her on Saturday. Right here, I've got a follow-up line. So what I'll do is I'll click on Melanie. This becomes Melanie's profile. This is her follow-up line. Right now, it says that she's set for a default follow-up. So it's 90 days from when I added her to the database. So from here, what I can do is click the default, and it's going to give me the option to set her follow-up to whatever I need it to be. You can choose from one of the presets, or you can come down and say, you know what, no, I need to connect with her on Saturday. That becomes the new follow-up. I don't have to save anything. I just go about my business. I go to my upcoming follow-ups, and Melanie has been added. Okay, so this is going to be how you set those follow-ups in Teamzy without you having to manage an external calendar or, God forbid, an actual, totally separate task-only follow-up app. Okay, the name of the game, okay, when you're trying to maximize on one solid hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, is having all of your tools in one place, is being able to be effective with every minute in that hour. So I talked to you about a couple of features on the dashboard, okay, things that you're gonna lean into, like your scripts function, how you can go through and just basically start connecting with people, accessing their activity, their details, right from the dashboard. Once I've gone through and I've connected with all of my prospects for the day, I'll move over to my customer list. It's going to arrange for me customers by priority and the last time that I connected with them, okay? A couple of additional features before I open up the floor to questions that you want to keep in mind that are really going to be beneficial when you're kind of building momentum with people. You watched me copy and paste my message over into Facebook. Facebook messages do need to be sent through Facebook. We are all hoping for the day when it will be able to be done straight from your dashboard. But for now, it needs to be copied and pasted, okay? Otherwise, emails. If you are a Gmail subscriber, okay, if you are a Gmail subscriber, you can actually link your Gmail to Teamzy, and it will allow you to send emails straight through Teamzy. What's awesome about that is that you can actually save your own email templates. So if you've got a killer invite email to challenge groups, to whatever the case may be, you can actually save those in Teamzy, and then it's as easy as clicking select type. So let's say I want to send Jen an email. I'll click send email here. It's going to give me the body of an email. I can compose the email in real time and then hit send email, or I can click browse script here, go down to email. And I've got access to emails that I've created as well as any emails that Teamzy suggests, okay? So you'll see this is just an example. I've got a 21-day fix email. It's as easy as hitting send as email. I can update her name, add a subject line, scroll down to the bottom. You'll notice the system lets you do hyperlinks, active ones, or if you want to just do a copy and paste hyperlink, you've got an option. And you can scroll down and hit send email. So when you're trying to connect with 20 people, 30 people, this is another one of those features that you want to lean into, okay? So you've got the opportunity to not only to send emails through Teamzy, but you have the opportunity to create and save your email templates as you move forward so that you can reuse them to your heart's content. Okay, so Gmail function, okay? That's gonna be how you are, oops, okay. Your Gmail function is gonna allow you to send emails directly through Teamzy. If you're thinking, how do I link my Gmail? For the first time, usually you'll probably just stumble across it. If you click select type and then go to send email, it'll actually open up the steps. If you have not linked it yet appropriately, it'll walk you through it. Otherwise, in the upper right-hand corner of your Teamzy, you have your settings wheel. From here, you'll come down to settings. And then on the left-hand side, you've got integrations. It's gonna let you know Gmail successfully connected, or it'll have a big old blue connect button. Hit connect and it'll hold your hand through that process. It just wants to make sure that you're logged into the right Gmail account. Okay, so that's gonna be how you can link and send emails directly through your Teamzy. This is the perfect place to open up the floor to questions that you guys may have. Stick with me, okay? Because I am gonna jump back in and share with you a couple more of my favorite features for really getting the most out of Teamzy. Thank you for sticking with me, guys. You're awesome. And for anyone that needs to jump off the call right now, I'm gonna put up my contact information for you really quickly. Okay, feel free to screenshot that, jot that down. I'm gonna take a look at the chat to answer questions. You guys have been so active in the chat. You're awesome. Okay, guys, so I see a ton of questions kind of buried in there through your comments. Feel free to unmute yourself if you've got a question, okay? And we'll just kind of take it one by one.
Jay, it's
pull that share down, and I am going to share my Teamzy again.
Jay, my coach Chelsea has typed in all of the questions for us because she's so amazing.
Spectacular.
So in the chat, there's a list of questions that people had during the call.
Chelsea Pearson, my hero. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take the questions one at a time. You guys feel free to jump in there if you have additional questions, okay? So first question, how did Teamzy reverse engineer how many contacts, invites, or connections you have to make to reach your goal? Okay, so ours is not based on the number, on the commission dollar amount that you're making per sale or anything like that. It's based on the number of connections it takes per person for it to result in a sale, okay? So if we click on your business tab here, Teamzy is actually always going to be monitoring for you how many connects it takes to generate a sale, how many sales it takes to move someone into coach status, that kind of thing. So what we've done, okay, is we've applied a baseline. So it's a static number of connections to actually getting a solid sale. Okay, if you want to know specifics, we can share with you guys that algorithm. I can just check with my engineers and make sure I can share that with you. Okay, so we've now got, is this something good for someone just starting out? Absolutely. So Teamzy is a great tool for making sure that everyone that you want to connect with gets connected with. Okay, so I've talked to you about how we're consolidating lists, bringing in a list from Facebook, then one from Instagram. So even if you're brand new, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't have a list of customers or coaches yet, or I don't even know where my leads would come from, you want to consider your sphere of influence, okay? How can I create my list? I want to start talking to or intentionally approaching the people that are in my life. So Facebook groups that you're involved with, private small groups, churches, PTAs, whatever the case may be. These will become your pools or your spheres of influence so that you can start to bring more people into the fold. Teamzy is going to help you monitor those relationships and bring them along nicely, okay? So Teamzy is absolutely great for someone who's trying to start out, especially when you need to be building the habit of connecting every day, generating new leads, bringing in new people, okay? So keep an eye out because Teamzy is going to be a great tool for you for your brand new folks too. Okay, so during the free trial, do we have access to all of these tools? Yes, absolutely. So you have full functionality during your trial. There are a couple more features, like I mentioned, that I'm going to go over for you after we address these questions. But when you get in there, you're really going to start to realize there are some tools that you gravitate to more just because of the dynamic of your business. You may love the email tool. You may love the fact that you can manage all of your business statistics. You may love the reporting features. So get in there and just start to test different things out and you will find your pace, okay? So let's see here. Are there reports to run out of Teamzy? Like how many prospects for each, from each platform? Okay, so Teamzy absolutely is gonna give you the opportunity to pull reports. So your business tab on the left-hand side, this is going to give you access to your business statistics, okay? So this is going to list for you your current income goal. So right now I have a goal of $100,000. It's also letting me know at one glance how much income I've actually tracked against that goal. So I know how close or how far I am to meeting my overall goals. So I know I've tracked $18,000 toward my $100,000 goal. What I can do here is I can actually hit the little plus symbol if I want to add income, or I can hit add income in the upper right-hand corner. Either of which are going to give me an itemized income report that I can go in and kind of add income to by date range. So if you want to add, every time you get an earnings statement, you can. If you want to add quarterly, you can. Weekly, monthly, it's your choice. Okay, this will be an itemized report that you can pull based on your needs. Okay, so you've got your income report, and then you've got your total number of customers, total number of personally sponsored coaches, and then if you come down far enough, it's going to give you access to a growth report, an activities report, and then those ratios that I talked about a moment ago, the connects to sales, sales to coach, and then all-time connects. Now, if at any point you're thinking, okay, I want to see all of my invites, or I want to see all of my sales, I can actually click here. This is going to be activity history, and I can apply filters. So if I want to see just the invites to challenge groups, I could. This will allow me to export this report, and I can print that if I need to, or if not, I can use it in Excel and manipulate it that way. It's your choice. So you do have some reporting functions that are built right into Teamzy. We are always looking to add more reports. So if you have feedback where you're thinking this would be particularly beneficial for my team or for the overall Beachbody community, please share it with us, okay? All right, let's see here. Is it possible to set reminders specifically to follow up with people outside of the built-in timeframes? Yes. So anytime that you want to follow up with someone, so we talked about this earlier when I was connecting with Marlo. He's on a 60-day follow-up, but I wanted to connect with him tomorrow. So what I can do at any point, let's say I want to invite Eric to my upcoming challenge group. You've got a search bar at the top of your screen. It's going to follow you no matter what screen you're on. You can search by first or last name to bring up a given person. So I can search by first name. It will bring up his overall profile. From here, his follow-up line is going to let me, whoops, his follow-up line will actually allow me to reset his follow-up. So right now it says default, but let's say I want to follow up with him next Tuesday. I can click here and say next Tuesday. That becomes the active follow-up. I don't have to save anything. He's now been added to my follow-ups list, and you'll notice that the follow-up date will be listed for you. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so it looks like, so yes, so Maria, so adding your income is going to be manual, okay? There is no direct link with your Beachbody back office. So what you wanna do is track your income. If you wanna use that tool in Teamzy, then absolutely. You're gonna wanna go over to your business tab, and either click that little plus symbol here or the add income in the upper right-hand corner. Okie doke, let's see here. Okay, so I think that's everything. I'm seeing a couple of questions at the top. You guys feel free to jump in there if you have additional questions. I'm going to share with you a few more features, okay? So I am going to keep monitoring that chat, but I'll show you a couple more things to keep in mind. So we just talked about how you're going to track your income, but Teamzy gives you the opportunity to actually track your sales as well. I know that sounds like, wait, isn't that the same thing? So as you're selling people products, if they choose to try the shakes or they get involved with one of the products or one of the routines for home or whatever the case is, you can always, okay, either from the team page, you can go down and find someone on the list. Let's say Melanie and I have been speaking for the last couple of weeks about Shakeology, and you know what? I checked my back office, lo and behold, she bought the shakes. Fantastic. So what I can do is from Melanie's profile here on the right, I can click on sale. This is going to give me a sale type drop down. I can drop down and say, okay, she purchased Shake Home Direct and save that. This now becomes an actual activity item in her feed so that at any point down the road, I can say, oh, she's a Shake Home Direct gal, or you know what, she bought a challenge pack, or whatever the case may be, all of that will be available for you in your activity feed, okay? So you're going to track your sales separately from your income. In any case, income is in the business tab, sales will be per individual record. Okay, so we talked about sales, we talked about tracking your income. Let me take a look really quickly and see if there are any other questions. Okay, so does somebody have a question? I don't want to talk over anyone. No? Okay, might just be an echo of myself. That's always fun. Okay, so the last thing that one of the last things that I want to say tonight, you're all living crazy busy lives. We started this call with that in the beginning, right? So all of you are thinking, how do I do this from my cell phone, Jay? So there is not an app yet, okay? So we don't have an app. You don't have to go to the app store. What you want to do is just open up Safari if you're an iPhone user, or if you're an Android, Google Chrome, whatever your desired browser. And I want you to type in what you see on my screen now, okay, in my URL bar up here. So app.teamzy.com. So the word app.teamzy.com. Okay, so what you can do from there is go ahead and log into your Teamzy, save your login credentials. Then what I recommend is you actually save it. I'm not sure if the glare is going to let this happen right now with my light here. This is actually my Teamzy app. I don't know if you guys can see that there. So if I actually tap on this, this is going to load my Teamzy dashboard. So on the go, I can know exactly who I need to connect with today. So that's just going to load. Come on, little guy, you can do it. Okay, so that gives me, you know, the circles that I'm used to. How many people did I connect with so far? How many people do I need to connect with? There's the list of names who I need to connect with next. And then I can literally, if I'm linked to Gmail, send emails from the drop-off line in the morning. Or I can, you know, if it's 7 o'clock at night after picking up kids from soccer or whatever the case is, I can get my last few connections done. Power hours don't always manifest themselves in one solid hour. So take the time when you've got it, okay? And use your Teamzy mobile site. Okay. So if you feel like you need help getting that saved to your home screen, or you need, you know, you just need some help walking through that, reach out to me directly and I'd be glad to help. Okay, so mobilely accessible. You can send Gmail. You can send emails if you are a Gmail user. I gave you a lot tonight, okay? You're gonna get into the system. You're gonna kind of establish your own dynamic. You can reach out to help if you need it. But if you realize when you get off the call, oh, I didn't write down her name. I don't know her number. I don't remember how to get in touch. Not to worry. We've built a little help button right into your Teamzy, lower right-hand corner here. So what that little button is going to let you do is literally reach out to a real person. So we're a very small support team, okay? Small group of us in general. So usually you're talking to me anywho. If you'd like to reach out that way, you can feel free to send over a help request that way. Feedback, suggestions. Teamzy was built for Beachbody coaches. So we have been making refinements and changes, updates to the system based specifically on your needs. Please reach out to us and let us know what you like, what you love, you want to see more of. less of, okay? It exists, I know. Let us know. I would love to be your champion in the development meetings. Like I said, we're a small, close-knit team, so I'm the one that's out here fighting for you. If you'd like to see it in the system, I'd love to do it for you. So that is everything that I've got for tonight. I know it was a lot, okay? There is gonna be a replay link available. If you have additional questions, please jump in the chat. I'd be glad to help. I'm gonna put my contact information up as you go. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Jay.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for having me. Thank you, guys. Oh, you're an amazing group. It's been such a pleasure tonight. And feel free, if you want to unmute yourselves, you know, say a quick hello, ask a question on your way out. It's completely okay with me. I'm going to stick with you. And guys, that's not a joke. You can, in fact, text me, okay? Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks, Hannah. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate you guys being here and sticking with me. I know it's a lot. It's Monday night, right?
I appreciate your time so much. Oh, they're asking what is the price per month?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so pricing on Teamzy. I'm actually going to stop that share really quickly to show you. So whenever you're ready, okay, whether it's today or when you're moving on with your trial or at the end of your trial, your subscription options live right in Teamzy, okay? So in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to click your little wheel, come down to settings, and then from here, you've got a billing option. So this is going to give you your option of pricing if you want to go the month-to-month option, which is $29.99 per month. Okay, no contract necessary. You can choose to cancel that at any point. Or you can choose to take advantage of that full year in advance, okay? Save $60 up front. And really, when this is something that's a 100% business write-off, maybe it makes sense. I don't know. Okay, so you've got opportunities to take advantage of the annual or the monthly subscription.
Great.
Yes, 760. So I am coming to you live from San Diego, California. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, awesome. So I say San Diego all the time. In actuality, we live in Joshua Tree, California, so the desert. So you were closer to us in Palm Springs. Yeah, awesome. Woo, La Quinta. You are not far at all. Fantastic. Welcome, KB. We're so excited to have you. All right, guys, I'm going to put my contact information up again, and that's it for me. Thanks so much for your time tonight, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and productive week.
Thank you.